Ew.
The roll has been made. Sorry.
Yeah. Eventually, Anna stands. After 7 minutes, apparently.
Yes.
She's sweating and looking pale and hiccuping still.
Hakon kind of tries to holds in a chuckle.
Hakon does what?
Hakon holds in a chuckle.
Oh, yeah. Anna notices that and chuckles out loud.
You are standing in front of the room.
Well,
The
this
door is
hiccup
open.
different.
Juhani walks in.
Still, further in. You were already in. Anna fell in.
No, he wasn't in. Because he stopped to extend you a hand.
Yeah, okay, we're in the doorway. That's...
Yeah.
I was in the doorway.
Now he walks.
Juhani is not in the doorway anymore. Let's get this moving.
As soon as she walks into the room, you all hear, interesting.
Nothing
Hakon.
hiccup interesting about it.
I'll be there in a minute.
Can Juhani locate the voice, the origin of the voice?
Yeah, you don't need a perception for that. It comes behind the counter.
Oh, okay.
And you slowly hear footsteps after another few seconds of waiting. You slowly hear footsteps, and from the counter appears a dwarf with a hunchback, a very pale skin, raven black hair, dark blue eyes, and a small stick to hold himself upright as he's struggling to walk. And he looks towards all of you and says, "Well, isn't this interesting? What brought you here?"
Hiccup!
Hiccup.
Hiccup.
Oh, the hiccups. Just hold your breath for 5 seconds and it will be alright.
Hakon holds his breath for 5 seconds. And then let's go. Does he still hiccup?
Yep.
Hiccup. And then he looks at the old man and unimpressed and goes, Are you taking the mic?
By the way, this guy does not look old. He has a pale skin, raven black hair. But yeah.
He's not old.
He's a hunchback, but he's not old.
Oh. Okay. So I probably just insulted him.
Out of character.
I look at the humped back dwarf and says, no, it didn't help at all.
Something strange going on then.
If you mean hiccup, 3 people getting the hiccups at the same friggin' hiccup time, then yeah, there is something hiccup strange going on.
I see. Give me a moment. And he turns around and starts walking behind the counter. And you hear, and he comes back with
What's he doing?
in both hands, a stone tablet that he tries to carry in one hand. And he's like, well, I have only seen this case one time before. Let me consult my documents.
Opens up Word.
What?
Opens up Word.
I open up Word.
Bugger off, paperclip.
Did you, by any chance, encounter Jumble?
Who?
Jumble.
Jumble? No.
Yes, Jumble.
No.
And almost
No Jumble.
no.
What is that a name? Hiccup?
It's a name indeed of an old mage.
Just an OC. Does Hakon know about the whole book issue yet.
I only saw an old guy leaving Johanny and Anna's room.
So, but are you guys are aware then that the book caused this?
Well,
We have some idea.
we
some
have
sort of
an
ish.
inkling that the guy caused it because he was angry that the book was in our room.
Okay.
But we haven't shared that. We didn't have a chance to share that with Hakon due to hiccuping.
I still think it's the beer then that did it.
Yes.
Look, mate. I kind of put my hand down heavily on the counter. The barkeep served us this bloody nonsense beer that made us hiccup, and we were told to come here to remove the curse.
Hakon, as I hiccup said before, it's not the bartender's hiccup fault.
And he like, and little inscriptions start to appear on the tablet. Bartenders with beer.
It's not uncommon hiccup.
Interesting. Bartenders with
No.
beer that causes hiccups.
Just tell
Do
me,
you know
hiccup,
which
who this
bartender
jumble
this
guy
was?
is.
I have no idea. Which
Tell
bar?
me, Which
Which bar-
tavern did this bartender reside?
Which one did he reside? Hakon looks clueless towards Anna and Johanna, as he can't remember what the place was called.
Say I have no idea, to be honest. We said
Me neither.
that's in.
Oh, say you didn't ask.
Nope.
No.
Did we notice the name?
The
in
one
character?
again, that one opposite the hiccup
Oh, that-
Trader Square.
There you go.
Ooh, ooh.
But
Opposite
who
the
is this
Trader
jumble
Square.
hiccup guy?
I should talk to him, you know.
No, you have to hiccup
Grab
tell
one
us who
bit
this
of-
jumble dude is.
Stuff on the tablets and puts it down and like places it amongst the other tablets on the side of the tower. And he like walks back behind the counter and you hear him like scruffling with like, you know, bottles and whatever. A lot of glassy sounds and
Not classy, but glassy.
yeah, I don't know how to describe it. You know, if someone is rummaging in between glass bottles, you know that sound. I don't know how to describe it otherwise.
Drinking is challenging for dwarves, ain't it?
Cheers.
And you hear some liquids being exchanged with bottles, within bottles, and
Now he's distracted, Hiccup. Goodness, Hiccup sake, where's this
Interesting,
jumble guy?
He's going to sort us out.
Hakon, for the Hiccup friggin' time, we were visited by some mysterious Hiccup guy in robes.
I wash her away with my hand. I just
all right.
focused on the weird dwarf.
Suddenly,
Dwarves, Hiccup.
the dwarf places his hands on the counter, which you guys know for a fact that counter was way too high for this guy. He places his hands on the counter and he says, he rises above the counter and he says, "This is what you have to do.
Yes.
You must find me a sample of the beer.
Of the
Then
beer.
I can create an antidote."
This
An
is not
antidote for the hiccups.
Hiccup boding well.
Right then. And Hakon proceeds to run back.
Interesting. And he like disappears behind the counter that was way too high for him. And you hear the rummaging of glass bottles. And the very like if stone is getting etched, if something is like scratched in, if a sharp object is scratched against stone, that's what you heard when he was doing this over the tablet. You hear that as well now, and the rummaging of bottles and.
Okay. Well, Hakon's in his haste has just run off back to the.
Does he
To
still
get some
have
of this
energy to run off while hiccuping?
His renewed purpose to sort this issue out has given him a boost of energy, and he's just gone.
Roll an endurance check.
An endurance check.
I saw that coming.
Let me just find out.
If you're freaking tired.
And hiccuping and running back to the inn
In
Yeah.
armor, too.
in armor.
Yeah.
He's a dwarf. Armor doesn't matter. 'Cause he's,
No, hold on. Weight doesn't matter. Not fatigue.
Weight doesn't matter.
Weight doesn't matter.
Oh.
You
So the
can
armor is
carry
weight,
all the
though.
weight in the world, but still be fatigued on the same level as anyone.
You can
Be
carry it,
fatigued.
but only very slowly.
Yeah.
As long as you're
Endurance.
hiccuping, that is.
Oh, well, endurance is an okay one actually.
Yeah, you're a dwarf. They get bonuses to endurance, I believe. By just being a dwarf.
Oh, come on.
You see
I
Hark
collapse.
with renewed purpose storm out of the tower, and once he crosses the threshold to the outside world, well, and you see him fall to his knees because his legs give out.
Harkon collapses with his arm outstretched towards the area that the tavern was in, going, "Why? Hiccup! Why? Damn you, bartender!" And then I just, as I kind of say those last words, I just slip my head into the dirt. I just give up.
Hakon face plants.
Onto the stone street.
Oh, yeah.
He has a helmet, it's fine.
I don't. I'm just
Yeah.
wearing this.
It's just ringing a bit, that's all.
Anna turns to Yohani and kind of turns Roy towards her. You keep an eye on this one. I'm going to see if that one's okay. Hiccup.
Does Roy look like he's gonna do anything or run off anywhere?
No, Roy is just drooling.
Very good. Gianni does not do anything to keep track of him then.
Like, if the party splits up, Roy stands where he stands until he gets new instructions.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
still
well,
just
Anna kind of planted him in front of Yohani. and now goes to the outside, to the exit of the tower, and kind of grabs.
And as you approach the exit of the tower, Juhani sees the dwarf looking at Roy, but Anna only hears, "Interesting, that rules! I've seen that before."
Well, I grab like Hakon by his shoulders and kind of get him half upright. I'm not lifting him up. I'm just kind of undoing the face plant. You okay, Hakon?
I just really don't like these hiccups. I just want it to go away. He kind of says warily. Just make it go away, Anna.
And I kind of gives him an awkward hug with the hiccups. and I go on, get up. It's not the bartender hiccup.
Out of character, I'm having troubles. More troubles than in character.
Told you this was a good NPC.
Come on, Hakon, hiccup.
Harkon, with the aid of Anna, I don't know if I have to roll anything, just begins to slowly get up and gets back to his feet. Do I have to roll?
No, you're not wearing plate, right?
Okay.
Plate is the only that has to roll for that.
Okay. Yeah. I get up.
I just fell over in a can.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna like walk back inside immediately?
Yeah, and I
Because-
just puts her arm around Hakon's shoulders, which is easy, and then kind of takes him back inside.
Yeah, and Harkon just kind of slowly, just with his head hanging low,
Oh.
hiccuping, and he's had enough, and he's just given up. He just makes his way back in.
Jumping back a few seconds, being visibly annoyed by the dwarf being fascinated by the frickin' drools. Juhani walks over to the counter and looks over it at the dwarf. If possible, that is.
Wait, you do this after he sees Roy, so then he's already on the counter.
Oh, I see, yes, then I only walk up to him, but still I'm very much above him, I believe.
Yeah. He's
And
just the counter is like till here, and he's like has his hands like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Juhani slams the end of his spear onto the floor, which makes a very resounding a noise.
Woo! And he's
I guess
and
we
she's-
hear that while we're walking back.
Yup. Woo!
And Juhani says, Juhani. And Juhani falls over in laughter. She does not. She says,
No!
What the hell?
is he still alive?
Is Johanny strangling a hiccup cat?
Juhani then says, in anger,
In anger, yeah.
in anger she says, listen, Hiccup, we don't care about the jewels or dwarven ale. Hiccup,
Best angry speech ever.
Yeah. He so needs to roll and intimidate with a -3.
that's gonna go well.
But first, finish your sentence.
She continues, we were told you could... She says, this is out of character, I'm sorry. She says, we were told you could get rid of this curse for us. In a very dark voice that I cannot reproduce right now.
With hiccups. You definitely, if you want to roll and intimidate for this,
I will roll a freaking intimidate.
then you have to take a -3 because those hiccups are not intimidating. I'm sorry.
No, they're not. Well, isn't it awesome that she's so charismatic?
Wow.
So charismatic.
Wow. Then the dwarf looks up and says, ow! You hurt my back! And he
I think by this
rolls-
time we are in the
on-
room again, right?
he like very unhandily rolls over and gets up and says, you bring me that beer and I will help you to free you from the curse, since the beer is obviously the source.
Are we back in the room yet? It's a long walk.
You'll arrive in the room as you hear him say this.
I sigh.
It is not a hiccup beer, you silly dwarf. Would you listen to a hiccup us? We were visited by an old hiccup man in robes.
And he walks from behind the counter. And he says, so you did me, Jumble.
He was angry at hiccup us.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
Well.
Hiccup us?
I see. And he takes another stone tablet that he hasn't touched yet, and he starts reading it. There are already a lot of scribbles on it. And you see him think as he strokes his chin, and you see him in focused mode, and he suddenly looks up and he says, I know what I require to create an antidote for this hiccup. You must bring me a bit of his hair and some beer as well. I'm sure that these two potent ingredients combined will bring us the answer.
His hiccup hair?
A small piece of it should be sufficient.
He was already hiccup pissed off that we didn't touch his bloody hiccup book. And I remind you, we did not hiccup. Well, we did hiccup, but not the book.
Well, you know, you could just hold your breath for 10 seconds and see if that works.
Harkon holds his breath for 10 seconds while staring at the man in the eyes.
And the dwarf looks at Hakon and goes,
I seriously hope Johanni's
Interesting.
stealth skills are good enough to stealthily steal hair from a guy's head with the hiccups.
interesting. And as Hakon releases his breath, he points to Hakon and he says, he looks at Anna and he says, this one's gullible, isn't he?
Be hiccup nice.
I hiccup and then I kind of raise my fist but then refrain. And I turn my back and just kind of wait for everybody else.
Are you sure that this will hiccup help?
My dear, this is a curse we're talking about. Nothing is sure about curses. But
Tell
that's
me
what
about
makes
hiccups.
it interesting.
It's not interesting hiccuping.
It's not an exact science. But with some hair and the beer, don't forget the beer. With some hair and the beer, I can make an antidote.
Maybe hiccup.
And I will be the first to have created an antidote against the terrible curse of the hiccups.
Are you telling Hiccup me there is no antidote for Hiccup it yet?
Yes, there is. Just hold your breath for a minute.
Yeah, that will cure pretty much every hiccuping.
Exactly.
Hakon goes to hold his breath and then goes.
Yes, dwarf.
Just shake my head.
It does cure it, you know.
Do you by any chance Hiccup know where he can find this Jumbo Libaya Hiccup guy?
Jumban.
Jamal!
He wanders around town. Wolfgang, oh my god. He wanders around town. And, yeah. I know he's in this town. He's our local resident.
Okay.
So you
I proceed. I basically say, "Come on, everyone, let's go find this chap and get this guy."
don't forget the beer. It's crucial.
And not to forget the beer.
I scared Nicholas off. What do you use forever?
If the other Roy was here today,
Yeah, he would.
someone would not leave this session alive.
He would not be able to roleplay.
Oh god, all
He
the
would
good
literally be
quotes today.
drooling. Yeah.
Yeah. He wanders around town and yeah. Dwarf to 2014.
We are still in the room, right?
You're
Just
still
me.
in the room.
Juhani looks at Anna with an expression of, are we really gonna do this now?
Anna looks back with a quite desperate expression on her face. And then kind of helplessly shrugs. And then hiccups.
Juhani hiccups in response.
If all else fails, we can hold our hiccup breath for 3 minutes and be done with hiccup everything.
If all else fails, we can always strangle this guy.
I think he can still hear you out of character.
Yes, he's definitely within hearing range. He's behind the counter.
Okay. Are we making a move then?
Where did you see that hiccup book you had?
She shrugs and says, hiccup. and she says, someplace, I don't know what direction it was. Like, she uses the proper direction of the inn. I assume she could tell what direction the place was
Yeah,
from here.
yeah.
Lead the hiccup
Just
way.
never ask the name of the inn, but you can. You know the direction.
Recall where it is and all that.
What?
Lead the hiccup way, Anna says.
Juhani stares at the supposed curse master angrily and then turns around and walks out the door.
Do you want to roll an intimidate for that?
You
know
can
what?
make him wail again if you succeed.
I think I might. Do I take a -3?
No, you don't hiccup during the stare. Let's say no.
I am less than successful.
Dwarf shrugs, turns around, goes behind the counter, and you hear the sound of the writing and whatever he's doing behind the counter.
Juhani walks out the door, hiccuping.
Anna grabs Roy's wrist again and also got as good as well as he goes marches out the door, but it's not really impressive as he's shaking with hiccups.
I follow.
And Juhani then, if nothing else happens, will lead them towards the place where she found the book lying in the room in the house that was empty.
The abandoned house?
Yeah.
I leave them to it, and Harkon wants to say, "I'll go get the beer." As he kind of wanders off to the inn to while they're doing that, he's going to hit to the bar.
Just an OC sidebar moment. Wasn't Hakon the one who openly threatened the bartender?
Yeah, but the bartender was rather amused rather than impressed or insulted.
Oh, he wasn't
Yeah.
amused, okay.
Yeah,
He
they
was
kind
laughing
of
his ass off.
yeah, they laughed him out of the inn basically. He just kind of stormed. Well, he most stormed out then. Did anything if I remember correctly?
Okay. Yeah, no, well, I trust you guys on that.
I think I'm very sure that's what happened. Anyway.
My brain is wrecked today, so I'm just asking.
Well, I did see all the video parts today, so they're fresh in my memory.
So Harkon walks to the bar, the inn, the tavern, whatever it's called.
Yes. Right. What do you guys want to do first? The tavern or the big place?
What? I don't care.
You guys. Oh, you said I don't care. Yeah, but it's your decision.
Who arrives first?
No, it's your decision. Who wants to play it out first?
Hakon wants to play it out first.
And I think he has like a shorter task ahead of him.
Yeah.
You arrive at the bar. You find it.
Okay, I arrive at the door, and I kind of, before entering the bar, I kind of sigh, lower my head, and then push the door to enter.
Before we go there, I have one question.
Yeah.
I assume that the place where that Anna and Juhani is going is sort of in the same direction as the bar, so we travel together for a tiny bit, all three of us.
Yes.
Is there enough time for her to hold her breath for 1 minute without anybody noticing?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
She
then
does
you'll-
that.
Then roll an endurance check.
Endurance, huh? Let
Ah.
me just make sure I got this right.
Ah.
This is my endurance check. 1 minute breath holding. I hold my breath.
And pass out.
For real? Are you kidding me?
Yep.
I passed out, guys.
At the end of the minute, suddenly, after a minute of walking out of the tower, you see Juhani pass out.
Anna catches Juhani.
Roll dexterity.
Dexterity?
Well, I
No.
think
You don't
No.
faint that fast, man. You're not flying
never
to the
have.
floor.
Sorry.
And she kind of saw your posture change because she can read people very well. So she kind of saw it coming and oh great, hiccup. We were walking towards the other place, right?
Yeah, but you're still together because of the 1 minute of walking. It's more than 1 minute of walking.
Yeah, Juhani tries this immediately when going out the door of the tower, essentially.
I kind of just
Because she's stupid, apparently.
prop Gianni up against the side of the building and just kind of look down at her like, for waiting for her to wake up again. Why does everyone believe this hiccup dwarf?
I'm not hiccuping anymore.
No,
Also, I'm unconscious.
that's a way to do it.
Kind of just sit. Well, I guess you have to roleplay.
I don't think I can do anything to wake up, right?
No.
Passed out people kind of just have to wait for them to wake
How
up.
long do I have
Pass
to wait?
out.
But I am going to time breaks more precisely now. And we are exactly at the spot of a short rest action. And it's going to be a very short one. And I'm going to play
Juhani
some
takes a
music
short
for you
rest.
guys. And you guys will be the entertainment chat because you guys will be in the post screen as well.
Entertainment.
And when we get back, we will see how this chaos continues and how we will get out of these 2 predicaments, 3, 4, 5, 10 predicaments that we're in.
All of them.
All of them.
Oh,
Like Hakon going into the bar to get some beer from a bartender that laughed at him, and Anna having propped Juhani against the building unconscious and having put Roy next to her and just waiting. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll going to get us off air now, and we will be right back. Hang tight. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.